Did you know there are moments in a football match where the players are at close range but end up missing a goal facing the post, displaying low IQ? Sounds unbelievable, but it happened. In this video, we will look at those shocking moments when players missed, leaving fans and players stunned. But before we get into the video, did you know that Haaland once missed a free post? Sounds absurd, doesn't it? Well, this and more of that will be explained in this video. You see, football fans get plenty of joy out of watching a shot hit the back of the net, but they can also get an equal amount of satisfaction from an opposition player somehow missing an easy opportunity to score. Even the greatest finishers the game ever saw can miss a sitter and leave everyone in the stadium questioning how they weren't able to score, and that was exactly the case for this first match. Diego Forlán will go down as one of the world's most prolific centre-forwards of the 21st century, but his time with Sir Alex Ferguson's side is probably best remembered for an extraordinary miss in a pre-season match against Juventus. The Uruguayan chased after a long ball, and after a miscommunication between the opposition goalie and defender, the ball bounced off his shin and he was left with an easy tap-in, but he rushed the finish and sliced it wide. You see, the overhit ball forward from United was chased by Forlán, who must now wish he hadn't bothered. His pressure saw defender Salvatore Fresi attempt to leave the ball for goalkeeper Antonio Chimenti, who in turn fumbled the ball into the path of the Uruguayan. But as the ball trickled towards the goal, Forlán managed to stay on his feet as a desperate lunge from Fresi skimmed Forlán's right ankle. Manchester United fans were left stunned after cult hero Diego Forlán missed the open goal from just yards out during the game. The Uruguayan joined United in 2002 from Independiente for £6.9 million and would spend just 2 years at Old Trafford before he was sold to Villarreal for a reported £2.5 million. So, he arrived with a glowing reputation in South America, but he was unable to find his best in Manchester, as he scored just 17 goals in 97 games in all competitions under Sir Alex Ferguson. Plus, one infamous miss largely sums up his time at United after he was gifted an open goal after Juventus's awful defending allowed Forlán in for a tap-in. Fortunately for Forlán, United were already 4-1 up in the friendly match, meaning the miss wasn't too costly, and it's therefore unlikely he was on the receiving end of Fergie's hairdryer treatment. Fans were left stunned after cult hero Diego Forlán missed the open goal from just a few yards. Till date, it stands as one for the worst miss. Between the years of 2007 and 2010, Fernando Torres was unarguably the greatest striker on the planet. But during a match with Manchester United in September 2011 at Old Trafford, Fernando Torres missed a very good chance. Fernando Torres, lively throughout, scored his first goal of the season with a fine finish just after half-time, but his improved performance was scarred by his astonishing late miss at the Stretford end, when he shot wide of an open goal after skipping around United goalkeeper David De Gea. A miss from less than 10 yards out, he got his finish all wrong and fired wide of the post, missing out on the opportunity to make it a nervy final 10 minutes for the Red Devils. Well, it spared some embarrassment for Rooney, who earlier missed a penalty in farcical circumstances when he slipped haplessly as he ran up to take his kick. For a player of his class, such a slip is horribly embarrassing, but for the rest of us, it brings two key benefits: an immediate, instinctive giggle, followed by a million pub discussions about where it ranks in all-time miss misery. The forward had actually already found the net for his side, who were trailing 3-1, before he was played through again in the 83rd minute, and with a clever shimmy, he was able to burst away from the onrushing David De Gea and was left with an empty net. In October 2008, striker Chris Iwelumo was banging in the goals for Championship side Wolves and earned himself his very first call-up to the Scotland national team at the age of 30. But debutant Chris Iwelumo missed an incredible second-half chance as Scotland's 2010 World Cup qualification hopes received a massive blow against Norway at Hampden Park. The Wolves striker replaced James McFadden in the 58th minute, but after Gary Naismith had set him up with an open goal 3 yards out, the 30-year-old somehow missed the target with his first touch in international football to stun the 50,205 fans inside the National Stadium in Glasgow. Iwelumo was given the perfect chance to announce himself on the international stage when fullback Gary Naismith burst through and played the ball across the goal to him, but the striker clipped his strike wide of the goal from less than 3 yards out, and neither side were able to find a breakthrough, and Iwelumo was left to rue a wasted opportunity to score the winner on his international debut. Rocky Baptiste was a well-regarded striker in lower league football, who first came to national prominence as one of the stars of the 6th tier. However, nearly 2 years later, Baptiste made the headlines again for a much less positive reason. Then the 37-year-old went viral for an incredible miss in a match against Walter Abbey after he rounded the keeper, leaving himself with a simple tap-in before deciding to smash his shot wide of the post. The experienced striker was clean through on goal and had rounded the goalkeeper, but he somehow fired the ball out for a throw-in despite having an empty net to aim at. Howell, seeing the funny side of it, said it was the miss of the century. There was no excuse for this one. He went to smash it in frustration, but if he had left it, then it was going in. His side still won the game 5-3, although Baptiste's miss was described as the miss of the century. In football, there is almost nothing like the pressure of a World Cup, with billions watching your every move around the world. So it must have felt like the world was crashing in for Yakubu, a proven goalscorer in the Premier League, when he missed an absolute sitter for Nigeria in their World Cup group match against South Korea in 2010. In a match that would finish 2-2 and confirm Nigeria's exit from the tournament, midfielder Elia Yusuf pulled the ball back for Yakubu, and he somehow passed his shot wide of the post. The goal would have won the game for his nation, and would have seen them reach the knockout stages of the World Cup for only the 3rd time. Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting has forged one of the most bizarre careers in modern footballing history. During his first season with the French side, he went down in infamy for a truly remarkable miss in a 2-2 draw with Strasbourg, where a win would have clinched the title for the Parisians. Choupo-Moting had actually fired PSG into the lead on 13 minutes, but nevertheless fluffed what can only be described as a monumentally simple chance to bag a second before the break. That's because Choupo-Moting inexplicably managed to not only prevent a goal-bound effort by teammate Christopher Nkunku from finding the back of the net, but he also completely messed up his own attempt to secure the goal himself. Christopher Nkunku played through and successfully chipped the goalkeeper with a shot that would have gone in had it not been for Choupo-Moting somehow stopping it on the line in an attempt to tap it home. All in all, it made for a miss so mind-blowing, so unique and so extraordinary that goal line technology actually had to be used to see if the ball had crossed the line because he was that close in. Manchester City star Erling Haaland was ripped to shreds on social media after an astonishing miss in a derby clash against Manchester United. How did we get here? Well, it all began 2 years ago, and less than 2 seasons in the Premier League, Manchester City's Erling Haaland had already confirmed himself as one of the greatest strikers in the competition's history, having broken the record for most goals scored in a single league season in his first term on British soil. There are times that the superstar seems almost supernatural in his abilities in front of goal, but during a crucial Manchester derby in March 2024, he proved he is still human. Manchester City were trailing 1-0 when they crafted a clever move as Rodri hoisted the ball over to the far post for Phil Foden to head across and leave Haaland with a simple finish from almost under the crossbar. However, he somehow managed to volley over from close range, leaving his manager in disbelief. Although he would make amends later, sealing a 3-1 victory for the citizens with his 28th goal of the season. And there you have it. These are some of the most unbelievable goal misses in football history. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.